doing a system that we didn't even know we were doing. We started patching and posting and sharing and caring, but didn't tell anyone that this is what we were doing. You see, a very good friend of mine named Stanisha Graham gave me a call last January, 1 year ago. And she said, you need to take a look at something, Nina. You love helping people. You really need to take a look at something. And I told her, absolutely not. I am not interested. And although I've had massive success in every company that I've been a part of, I felt that my tenure and my run in this profession of multi-level marketing or network marketing, e-commerce sales, online sales, whatever you want to call it, I felt like I had run its course. I didn't want to do another thing with another person with another comp plan. I just didn't want to do it. How many of you felt like that when you got that call? You were like, I don't want to do another thing with another company with it. I don't want another t-shirt. I don't want to go to another conference. Well, she kept calling me and she kept calling me and she kept calling me and she kept saying, you need to watch this video. You need to watch this video. And although I didn't want to do it, I really didn't want to do it. Guess what I did, ladies and gentlemen? For all of the guests that are on, guess what I did? Guess what I did? What do you think I did? What do you think I did? What do you think I did? I did not watch the video. No, I did not. What I did was I gave it to my husband. And my husband took a look at the video and he said, Nina, there might be something to this. I think you want to watch the video. Well, I still, although Chris Courtenay, I was kind of like perplexed that he was intrigued. And that was the word that he used, Nina, I'm intrigued. What I did, Chris, was I still didn't believe it. And I gave that same video to one of the doctors you're going to hear from this evening, Dr. Nicole Bramwell. And I also sent it to Dr. Tamara Dunn. Dr. Tamara Dunn felt just like I did. Nope, I'm good. I don't want to watch it. That's 25 minutes. We've self-diagnosed ourselves with a little adult ADHD. The video was too long. We didn't want to do it. Well, she passed the video to her husband as well. And guess what? Chris Courtenay, Sean Bell, Dr. Dunn, Ray Dunn said, I'm intrigued as well. He said, tell Nina to send us some of those patches. Well, I didn't have any patches to send because I told you all that I was not interested. Well, Dr. Bramwell watched the video and called me immediately. She said, Nina, this is all the medical field is talking about. Neurotechnology, neuroscience. Send me some of these devices. Send me some of these patches. Now we call them devices because we realize that saying that they're patches actually lowers the value of what we have. Well, she said, I think you need to watch the video. After watching the video, finally, I flew to Canada. I wanted to meet the visionary. I wanted to hear the story about where did this patch even come from? Well, in 1983, and we make no medical claims, but in 1983, our CEO's mother was diagnosed, or I'd like to say she was blessed with a disease called MS. And the reason why I say she was blessed with it is because none of us, almost 500 people, and I believe we're going to go over 500 today, right? None of us would be on this call had his mother not been blessed with MS. Well, after 20 years, Pastor Sean, of trying to find a solution, a way to help and heal his mama. Is there anybody on here that loves their mother? My mother's in the hospital right now. Right now. She's been there since yesterday. How many of us wish that there was a way that we could just have zapped and found a way, right? Or spent $25 million of our money to do research and development to find a way to bring a drug-free solution, right? Because guess what? Medicines didn't heal her. Well, after $25 million of his own money, 15 years of research and development, we are now at over $40 million in research and development and 17 years of research and development, over $40 million, and we're not even 3 years old yet. We won't be 3 until January the 16th. Getting ready to head to Vegas for our huge conference, February the 6th and the 7th. But there was one man that I met soon after finally saying yes, right? And kind of tiptoeing through the daisies, right? I met a gentleman that I like to call our angel. And this gentleman actually launched the North America market, becoming one of the higher ranks in the company of national vice president in record breaking time. I think that it's very fitting right now to bring that gentleman to the line because I think you need to hear why a former CEO of a company, a gentleman who owns multiple companies, a gentleman that said, I am done with this industry, a gentleman that loves people. He knows 100% of the facts. He loves helping people, but he absolutely loves having fun. Why in the world would he come out of retirement to say yes to Super Patch? I need everybody to light the chat up as we bring to the line right now the angel of our team, Mr. Jonathan Bryant himself. Jonathan, are you there?
Absolutely. The amount of energy, excitement, and enthusiasm is incredible. Nina Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know Nina Moore and you don't know Chris Courtenay, you need to get to know them. Their energy, synergy, and who they are and their passion for loving and serving others is exactly why they are successful. Chris Courtenay, amazing job as always opening up, and the Nina Moore, that delivery and that was just so impactful and powerful. Thank you. I am so blessed and honored to be here with every single one of you tonight. And we did it, ladies and gentlemen. We hit 500 people on tonight's Zoom call. We had a goal to do this, and the good Lord provided, and we are not afraid to speak and give him all credit where credit is due. Because, see, ladies and gentlemen, like Miss Nina said, we're all on a servant driven mission here on this earth. And the amount of people that you bless, in turn, you shall be blessed. And so, for 500 people to be on this Zoom tonight, we know without a doubt that it's because of you, what these incredible devices and patches are doing, and because of him and the efforts of incredible leadership like Nina Moore and her entire team. Well, let me just jump right in and say that tonight, a little bit of the information that I'm going to share with all of you, ladies and gentlemen, is going to hit you right in the gut and probably right in the heart. Because I am a black and white straight shooter. I shoot straight from the hip. I'm from a small town here in West Texas. My beautiful wife and I have 4 kids, 5 grandchildren, and another one on the way. We own multiple businesses. And like Miss Nina said, yes, I have been in this industry of network marketing for 17 years full time. I used to compete in bodybuilding competitions, used to personal train. So the health and wellness industry was my niche and my cup of tea and my go-to. However, what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is something that every single one of you can resonate with. How many of you on tonight's Zoom have taken a product, either pill, drink, shake, in the hopes of having a better quality of life? Let me see a number 5 in the chat right now. If you have ever taken a supplement, a pill, a potion, lotion, shake, in order to have a better quality of life. And you see, so many of you can say yes to that because we all have at some point in time. We've all wanted to live a better quality of life in some form of capacity, whether that be weight loss, whether that be mental focus and clarity, whether that be to detox, whatever that looked like for you. Every single one of us has tried something and it worked probably for some little while. And then the formulation changed, or you hit a plateau. Anybody ever hit a plateau and stop losing weight, stop seeing results because the product that you were utilizing, now your body recognized, got used to it, and it stopped doing what it was supposed to be doing? How many of you on here has ever taken an ibuprofen every single day for, I don't know, maybe 30 days, and all of a sudden that ibuprofen stopped doing what the ibuprofen is supposed to be doing? Yes or yes? Absolutely, because your body built what we call a tolerance to it. So when I got patches like Miss Nina sent to me, I wanted nothing to do with it. It was back in November of 2023. Patches were sent to my house. I said, nope, don't want anything to do with it. Fast forward to February of 2024. My daughter, who had just had her first baby, my granddaughter, walked into my office and said, Dad, I need more peace patches. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, Super Patch, the patches. I've been utilizing them, because I've had postpartum depression and anxiety. Again, we don't claim that we cure, diagnose, or anything, any diseases, but she came in and that's what she had been dealing with. And she said, I need more peace patches. And I said, hold up. Number one, you're breastfeeding as a new mother. Any mothers on here? Are you able to take any medication, anything while you're pregnant or nursing? So the fact that my daughter was able to utilize a product to help with her stress and anxiety, postpartum depression, that spoke volumes to me, number one. Number two, it was a network marketing product. We've all been exposed in some form or fashion, I'm certain of it, all 500 of you on this Zoom tonight, to a network marketing product. That it may have worked when you were over at Dorothy's house or Jerry's house or Rodney's house, and then when you got home, you tried it and it tasted like junk. And then so that $500 worth of products wound up staying up in your cabinets because it didn't taste like it did when you were at Jerry's house or Dorothy's house or Rodney's house. And so it stood out to me that a network marketing product worked for her. That my daughter, who was nursing, was actually seeing results. You see, again, pregnant and nursing, they're not able to utilize something, but she found something that worked. So then I got on the phone with Jay Dollywall, our CEO, incredible visionary. He explained to me his mission and his vision of where he was going, what he's done. And then he gave me the numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, he gave me the numbers of what they had already done. He said, you know, this is a completely revolutionary perspective for health and wellness. People are tired of having to worry about what they're ingesting and the side effects. He said, Jonathan, finally something's on the market that is safe for everyone. There's no side effects, there's no contraindications because there's nothing that you're ingesting or nothing that is seeping, absorbing into your skin. And coming from a health and wellness background, my niche, my go-to was ingredients. So I said, you're telling me that the same patch that my daughter's wearing, my grandmother, my grandfather, my grandbaby can utilize? And he said, yes. Holy smokes. And then the price point of these incredible devices. The average person who wants to have a better quality of life usually, typically can't afford the product that they need to live a better quality of life. Don't believe me? Ask your grandparents if they're able to afford their medications that they're currently on. Most of them can say no. But yet they have to have them according to the doctors to be able to survive. And you're going to be able to hear some incredible vision and testimonies from Dr. Nicole Bramwell here in just a little bit. But the vision of what brought me here to Super Patch is the fact that it's an equal playing field. What do you mean? That every single person, the same patch that I have on, the same patch that Nina, Chris, Dorothy, Dr. Bramwell, Zena, Monica, all the guests that have yet to experience what we're talking about is the same patch that everyone in my family is going to be able to utilize and see the same results and the same benefits from. And the best part about it is FDA registered as a medical device. The best part about it is the formulation will never change. The best part about it is there's no lifestyle change requirements. You patch and you go. And the last thing that I want to say is that this is something that every single person that is on tonight's Zoom needs. Do you suffer from pain? Do you have issues with sleep? Do you need help with weight loss? Do you need help with energy? Do you need help with mental focus and clarity? Ladies and gentlemen, we have 13 revolutionary devices and patches that every single person can benefit from. And with that being said, I'm going to tell you some numbers and I'm going to throw it back over to the incredible Nina Moore. Year one, $68 million in sales. Year two, $112 million in sales. Year three, last year, we're brand new, over $200 million in sales, and we are currently open, launched, live, and registered in 34 countries and markets. If you're telling me that there isn't a demand, look at the number of the amount of people that are on tonight's Zoom. Nina, back to you.
And we maxed out. Don't worry, I'm gonna go in and I thought I was at 1,000 in capacity. Oh my goodness, but it's okay. Maxed out is a good thing. Jonathan Bryan, we had a discussion today before I move forward because this number tickled my ears when you said in 24 hours. with the release of a patch of a device named Boost that launched in a short sale, which means that we had about 2 days to get that device, right? Before it opened up to the rest of the market. Can you talk about that number in sales that the company did in 24 hours? Talk about that number, please.
I just want to ask real quick, how many of you are energy junkies, caffeine junkies, and need energy every single day, whether that be an Alani energy drink, a Red Bull, a coffee, any kind of stimulant? Put some fire in the chat if you need energy, because we have a boost patch and we know how many people have to function, need to function with extra energy. And so we did a pre-launch, and in 24 hours we did $12 million in sales in 24 hours for the one patch of Boost, which is our energy patch. Volumes, numbers speak everything to me. Incredible, Nina.
So something's going to happen, probably double that. When we hit Vegas in February with the launch of these two new devices that will literally, if you thought that Super Patch was good already, get ready for Super Patch to be great. Thank you so much, Jonathan Bryant, for jumping on here. I know you're not going anywhere. Don't get off because you won't get back on, right? Paul is working in the back end to try to up it right now. All right. All right, y'all, listen. Y'all heard the vision, right? We talked about the visionary, Mr. Jay Dollywall himself. And now what we're going to do is we're going to play a 5-minute video. We're not even going to bore you with the 25. Well, not bore you, but we're not going to do that to you. We're going to play a 5-minute video. And then after that 5-minute video, you're going to hear the voice of Dr. Nicole Bramwell. And I'm going to let her tell you all of her accolades in just a moment, but you're going to hear why she said, Nina, you need to get those devices for me. And she's also going to break down each and every of the 13 patches that we currently have as soon as we watch this 5-minute video. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is not the time to check out. This is the time right now to take notes so that you'll have a better understanding about what Super Patch is, how it works, why there are no ingredients, and everything else. All right? Take notes.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet, bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Super Patch Company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secret of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Super Patch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Super Patch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in our mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Super Patch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each Super Patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as Braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the US economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM Super Patch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Super Patch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
And we get excited about that video every single time we watch it. As a matter of fact, every time I watch it, I see something different. But just to know that our skin is the largest organ of our body, and I am not a doctor, so I'm about to get out of the way and bring you the doctor. We want you to know, again, we don't make any medical claims, right? But doctors all around the world are partnering up with Super Patch so that they can now do what it is that they actually went to school for. All right, so take out your notebooks and a pen, because I get to bring to the line my very good friend, Dr. Nicole Bramwell, who hails out of Opelika, Florida. And I want you also to know that we don't rush this call. You can't rush greatness. And we don't want you to leave with a skewed view of what we have to offer here with Super Patch. All of our guests, we want to thank you for being here. We want to remind you to leave those cameras on, because we've got people watching to see who's the most engaged. We're going to be giving away some gifts at the end of this call, some samples. You might even win some money, right? You might even win some money. So don't you go anywhere, because if you know anything about Jonathan Bryant and myself, we love giving. So I'm going to get out of the way as we bring to the line Dr. Nicole Bramwell. The floor is yours.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're talking about numbers 535 on this call, and that is simply amazing. Amazing. What that means is that there are probably thousands times that 535 that have been taking medicines in the past, that have grown tired of medicine, that have had side effects. And I'm jumping right in. I'm going to give you a little bit about me. Yes, I've been a doctor for 31 years. That's a super, super long time. That is actually half of my life. And you know, I've never, ever, ever seen anything like this. This is so exciting for me because this returns me to why I chose to be a doctor. When I was 8 years old and said that I was going to be a doctor, this is what I had in mind. I had in mind to be able to actually help people heal and actually get better and not sicker, and not to add to their illness, not to add to their problems, but actually diminish those problems and those challenges. So I am so, so excited. Yes, I have lots of degrees. I've got an MD, I've got a BS, I've got an MBA. I am certified naturopathic practitioner, and now a neuro wellness specialist, because these devices are helping people with 85% of what you show up to the doctor's office for. That is incredible. That is incredible. Just today, walked into a restaurant, saw a church member. She hadn't been at church. She's not walking well. She had a cane. I said, here, let me put these patches on you and let's see if you're walking better after you finish eating your meal. She stood up straight up and the pain in her left knee was gone in minutes. There is nothing else that I have ever touched, given a patient, given a family member, given a friend that has ever done that. Not an ibuprofen, not a Tylenol. And guess what? I didn't have to ask her if she had liver disease. I didn't have to ask her if she has kidney disease. I didn't have to ask her if she had a heart problem, but she did tell me that she's on 13 medications. She did tell me that. I've talked to people that have been on 25 medications. I guarantee you, they don't know what all those medicines are doing. And most likely, because one doctor has added one and another one has added another and they haven't come together, guess what? Everybody probably doesn't know what that patient is taking. So I'm not here to bash doctors for sure. I'm actually here to help enlighten all my doctor friends, because we need to be liberated, because we are about helping people and everyone can help people. We are out there getting ready to patch 1 million. And guess what? This sold me even after I saw that 30-minute video. And yes, I did watch that 30-minute video right away. And I was totally, totally excited. But this is the only advisory board of any company, health and wellness company, that I've ever been part of that has had 100% doctors on their advisory board. This should be a clue. This should be screaming at you that you need to be running toward these patches. And there is research. They are using these patches for themselves. They are using these patches on their patients, and they are doing the research, and they are not being paid by Superpatch. They are doing this because this work is serious. These patches are incredible, these devices. And I agree with Mrs. Moore. It seems disservice to call them patches, but we call them patches because we want you to know how easy it is, because you just have to peel and stick them. You've put on a Band-Aid before, you've put on stickers before. I was a pediatrician for 20 years. I put stickers on lots of kids, on their foreheads, on their backs, on their tummies, on their chests, to get them to do stuff. Guess what? They don't even have to do anything for the patches to work. They just have to peel and stick. So I could go on and on. I got this slide up here. Mrs. Moore brought this up for me. I'm going to go through these. I'm going to even tell you how to combine some of them, because we are about putting these patches together, because putting them together actually helps your brain even integrate even better. And we address multiple issues related to your one issue, because everyone knows that pain isn't just about pain. So our first patch there is Freedom. It's for pain and inflammation. So even if you don't have pain, if you have inflammation, which means if you have excess weight, you have inflammation. So you may not have pain due to that yet. If you have other things like knees that have been old injuries and what have you, you have inflammation sitting there. So you should use that patch. But this pain patch, did you hear that number? 72% reduction in pain when you put this patch on, when you put this device on? Who couldn't get excited about that? If you're sitting at a 10 on your pain and your pain goes down to a 3, because that's what 72% reduction means. What can you then do? Which grandchild can you then lift up and play with? What store can you go to? What cruise can you get on and walk around? This is the pain patch. And then we've got the victory patch, which this victory device, we have research on this. A sports team, D1 sports team, 10% improvement in their performance across the board using this victory patch. We have professional team players in all arenas of professional sports using this victory patch. Okay, it helps with recovery, it helps with neuropathy, and it also has crossover with our foundational patch, Liberty patch, but it adds performance improvement as well as agility and stability, which means decreased injuries. When you're more stable, when you can move more assuredly, you're going to have less injury. All right. And then we've got and so we put that along with the Freedom Patch, especially if you have conditions like neuropathy or chronic pain, you want to put these patches together. These are the Holy Trinity, as Mrs. Moore affectionately calls them, adding the Liberty. The Liberty is our foundational patch because that's our balance and stability patch. It also adds homeostasis to your autonomic nervous system. This is extremely important. You heard that balance is the biomarker directly related to longevity. This is extremely important because when people fall within a year, the elderly person falls within a year, a lot of them pass away. I unfortunately fall into that category because my mother fell into that category. So I wish I had these patches. So we put these three together. This is going to help you be more stable, get rid of your pain, feel better, be more active, just do a whole lot of things. And then wouldn't you be able to fulfill your purpose here on this earth, right? And so many of us, 60 to 70 and 70 to 80, actually we get a lot done in between those ages. So don't go to sleep on that. These patches will help you be able to fulfill those purposes, okay? So, and then the Ignite patch. Hey, it's January. Who's trying to burn some calories? 500 calories at rest. This is going to raise your metabolic rate, your basal metabolic rate. Everybody comes to me asking me, how can I increase my metabolism? Put this device on. Now I can say, put this device on. Here, put this device on, peel it and stick it and put it on. Wear it and wear it consistently. You're going to burn calories. Our joy patch. Hey, again, it's been holiday time. A lot of people get sad at this time. There are lots of reasons. We have sad days. We have good days. Sometimes you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, right? Joy patch. Whether you've been diagnosed with something or not, and again, we don't make any medical claims, but we have so many testimonials of people being lifted out of very, very sad and grieving type situations, loss of people, loss of loved ones, and been able to use the joy patch along with the peace patch to not only get them through, not only make them be able to survive, but thrive actually in the midst of those challenges. The peace patch is my favorite patch. It actually addresses stress and anxiety, but you don't have to show stress on the outside. I'm a cool cucumber on the outside. Nobody ever know what's going on looking at me on the outside. But let me tell you, your insides still react to stress immensely. And so the peace patch helps to quiet that, helps to even that out. When you're in stressful situations, especially for extended periods of time, and actually I was on a summit today where a presenter talked about that we have been under stress for extended period of time. Your body's not made to do that. It's made to go into stress and come out and have a reprieve. We haven't had any reprieve. Well, now you have a reprieve because you've got a peace device that you can put on. And now it's going to make those nerves quiet down and actually work together rather than being in a dysynchronous firing and just wreaking havoc on your body. It's actually going to put your body into balance. And we use that along especially in chronic pain issues as well, because that's going to help with your pain issues. We've got Lumi. Lumi down here. I think people are sleeping on that Lumi. I'm loving the Lumi patch. If you have any irregularities in your skin, redness, flakiness, dryness, okay, we're not making any medical claims again about conditions. However, we have people with certain conditions like psoriasis, eczema, and different things that they have seen great improvement in their skin. I have seen improvement in my skin, and I actually have pretty good skin, I think. But and the integrity of your skin, you heard, is 15% of your body weight. It is also your first line of defense. So you want your skin to be in good condition. So don't think this is only about looking good. This is about being healthy, because that is part of your immune system, because it's fending off things on the outside. It's protecting you from the elements. So use the Lumi patch, okay? And then we've got the Defend patch, my second favorite, because it is for immunity. It helps increase your immune system, make it function optimally. We need that in all types of situations. A lot of people don't realize you need it in chronic illnesses, because chronic illnesses actually decrease your immunity. So things like diabetes, things like even high blood pressure, any chronic illnesses. And then you've got the autoimmune illnesses, MS, and what have you. You want to strengthen your immune system. Again, not making any claims, but if we put our immune system in a better state by getting signal from where it should come from, which is from your brain, then you're going to be in so much better condition. And then it helps with blood flow. That is incredible. Blood pressure, decreased circulation, all kinds of issues need improved blood flow. And we have that on video. Like, we can show somebody without the patch on and someone with the patch on where the blood flow actually improves. That's crazy. That is crazy. But allergies. Who has allergies on here? Put an A in the chat. Put an A in the chat. Can I tell you, for the last 4 months, I have not had to use my Zyrtec, and I had to use Zyrtec every day. If I went a third day without Zyrtec, I'm messed up. I was messed up. And guess what? Now I can even go days without my Defend patch. Actually, when I first started, I couldn't. I got messed up when I stopped. But I don't keep it off for too long. This is incredible. This can make a difference, because if you make a difference in your allergies, actually, if you have things like asthma and other lung issues, you can actually make those better. Also, if you have lung issues, asthma, and different things, again, that's an inflammatory condition, use the Freedom Patch, even if you're not in pain. Focus. Focus patch helps with focus, just that, and also memory. It helps with memory. You're better focused, you're going to have better memory. Okay, that's super important. We can use that in our kids. Actually, all of these can be used in the children, can be used up to over 200 years old and all the way down to babies. So this is amazing. I wish I had something to use this like this when I was a pediatrician. And then we've got the Rocket, which is for sexual health. All right, gentlemen, you got to use them for a certain period of time, depending on your age. Ladies, you can use the Rocket as well, because it is helping us with perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, and even our young ladies that have their menstrual cycle. It's helping during that. So the Rocket goes beyond what just men using it. Okay, and not that that's not important, but you know what I'm saying. And the Kick It is to kick habits. Bad habits, rewire your brain. If you've had a bad habit, multiple bad habits, your brain has been running that program for a long time. This is going to rewire it so you run a better program. And you're going to use the Kick It with the Ignite and the Peace if you are addressing, releasing some of that weight and decreasing the calories, burning some calories, right? And then the REM, you heard REM, you can fall asleep faster. 48% faster. That is huge. Some people stay awake for 3 hours trying to go to sleep. Okay. So, and you're going to 25% better sleep. Amazing. And then the Boost, clean energy, no caffeine, put it with some Kick It. You can get off those monster drinks. Those monster drinks are messing up your heart. I don't care how young you are drinking those drinks. They are messing up your heart. Stop drinking them. Put on a Boost device. Put on a Kick It device and keep it pushing. All right. So, and I'm excited about those 2 coming out, man, in February. Woo! That's going to be amazing. Yes, the sales are going to be at least double. Mrs. Moore, at least. I agree. But thank you so much for allowing me to share about that. You know, I get excited about these patches, and we are just sharing I think we have some testimonials,
We
which,
do.
oh my
Dr.
God.
Bramwell, I believe that it's okay for you to talk about what is coming. I
Okay.
believe that's okay. Jonathan Bryant, she can mention that, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So that is amazing. So the first one that I want to talk about is for nausea and motion sickness. Who gets motion sickness on here? Put a car in the chat. Put a car in the chat. I did not think that I got motion sickness, but I actually have had motion sickness multiple times, and it's occurred for me as I've gotten older, but usually when I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm a passenger rather than driver. When I'm a driver, it's all cool. But yes, this is going to make this, that's a game changer. How many people have to take medicine for nausea for lots of different reasons? Our pregnant ladies, who actually, some of them have hyperemesis gravidum, which is where they just keep vomiting even past the normal first trimester. They got to be put on IV fluid in order to keep them where their systems are balanced. Now they can put on a device that's going to help them. People, cancer treatment, taking medications, all kinds of things, even conditions like reflux. If you can stop that sensation, a lot of times maybe you're not going to have that whole thing happen, that whole cycle of things happen. So this is exciting about that. You can get on a cruise. Those of you that didn't want to get on a cruise because you said you get seasick, guess what? You can put on a device and you're going to be able to get on there, and it's not going to make you drowsy. You'll be able to actually enjoy the cruise. And then the second patch, that is crazy. It's Zen, and it is for memory and cognitive function. This is going, like, they super mega that thing. It is going to be amazing how we're going to help so many people. Everyone on here, I know you know someone that has had memory issues. And no, we can't make any medical claims, and we don't make any medical claims about the A word or the D word. But what I'm going to tell you is when this comes out, you better get it on those people that you know and love that have those things, that are having memory issues and cognitive issues. Also, people past concussions, our athletes and what have you that have had concussions, cognitive function actually decreases after that. So we can definitely share the device with those people. So it's going to be incredible. I'm so excited for February.
Wow.
I'm excited now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bramwell. Y'all light the chat up for Dr. Bramwell. You know, since you started, we went up 20 more people. We were at 555. So we want to just let you know the number actually increased to 555 people. We do have some testimonies. We're going to go right into those testimonies now so that we can, get to the end of this Zoom and give you some information on how to get started now. The first lady that I want to bring up to the line, we're going to go head up to Flint, Michigan. It's super cold up there. And we're going to go up to Flint, Michigan, and we're going to speak with a young lady named Sharina Wilson. I got to find her. Let me find her so that I can actually get her up to the screen. And, a lot of times, you all, when we're giving these testimonies, we're often focused on people who are having issues walking, people who were in a lot of pain. But we want to focus on something a little bit differently today, and to show you that there are multiple reasons why people are using our devices. And it's amazing that Dr. Bramwell did not know, Sharina, you can unmute yourself, did not know what we were going to be talking about tonight, or who the people were that were giving the testimonies. And a lot of what she focused on when she was talking and describing the devices, she hit on a lot of this today. So Sharina, where are you, honey? Start talking.
Hi. Hey,
Hi.
Hi,
There you are. Let me go ahead and add you to the page with me. I don't know why this is not allowing us to be on here together. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. All right. Awesome sauce, Sharina Wilson. You are the bestie of Dr. Tamara Dunn.
Yes.
Dr. Tamara Dunn got a call from me, and she told me absolutely not. I don't want any parts of that. Right. And you all had a dinner or some kind of birthday dinner. And tell us what happened at that dinner.
So we were actually at her husband's birthday dinner, and they brought the patches out. And we're all out, we're crazy. We're all like, let's try it. And so of course I'm gonna try anything. I'll try everything one time. Well, not everything, but I'll try it one time. So Ray did my stability test and I was just like blown away. I'm like, this is crazy for me to feel like this because I'm like, I'm strong. I'm like, nobody can move me. Like in my head, like, nobody can do anything to me. So I'm like, he didn't move me. This is crazy. So maybe like a few days later, I think Nina, you sent her like a whole bunch of samples. So we were at her aunt's house and I just grabbed a little bit of everything because I'm like, if this Liberty patch works like this, let me see what the other patches do. And I saw the peace and joy. And during this time, no one knew I was really going through a tough time. I was severely depressed. I was having anxiety. It was like, I don't know where this was coming from. I've always had a little bit of anxiousness, but this was like times 20, to the point where it was like debilitating. I couldn't do anything. And then on top of just the heaviness and the depression, it was just a lot going on during this time. And no one knew. Like I dreaded waking up every single day. It was heavy, and I would look forward to going to bed just so I could just. It was like no one's bothering me. Nobody needs anything from me. I just can sit and just be still. And every morning it was just hard and heavy. So I tried the peace and joy, and I felt like almost immediately. Well, before let me go back. I had talked to another friend of mine who was a doctor, and I'm like, girl, I need to see somebody. Like I was on the verge of getting medication because it was that bad. And I knew like at this point, I can't be down like this. Like I have three kids that are very, very active. I have a husband, I have businesses. Like I just have too much going on. I knew that, but it was just like it hurt. It hurt every day. It was like a heaviness
Mm,
in my gut. Like I just can't do this.
mm.
Some thoughts have, I had some thoughts, but I'm faith. I got my faith and I got, God on my side. So I'm like, this is not where we're going with our mental, but it was the thought of just having these thoughts it scared me. So I called a friend and I'm like, let's see, she's like, well, let's go see somebody and they'll just prescribe, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't want to do that because I had been there before. I had dealt with depression before, and I know personally how those drugs, they make you heavy, they make you lethargic, they make you gain weight. They do all of these things that I just didn't really want to deal with. So when I got the peace and joy patch and I used it, I felt I don't know, it was just like I felt almost like it was fake. It felt fake. Like, am I faking myself to be happy? And I
Mm.
know Tamara had talked about my husband, talked about how they noticed the difference. I just remember waking up one morning in tears because I woke up and I was happy to be.
Wow.
I woke up and I'm like, I'm not dreading the day. And I have been wearing those two patches. I can run out of everything else. I always have peace and joy. I wear those every single day faithfully because I feel like a new person. I feel light and fun.
I think the part that brings me to tears as I'm listening to this is because I've been there in my life at one point where I was smiling to keep from crying. I don't know how many of you that are listening, I'm fighting tears now, just thinking about those days that I was in church leading worship and
Mhm.
acting like everything was okay and at family functions and around everybody and still being all things to all people. But at
Yeah.
night, I was crying myself to sleep.
Yep.
Nobody knew that I was holding the pillow so close because, Jonathan, I didn't want anybody to hear me whimpering. So I would hold the pillow so close. So I know that feeling, and to know that you were around so many people and you were struggling
Yeah.
and nobody knew because you don't want to really talk about how you're feeling as a woman of faith. Because the first thing people say is, well, I mean, don't you believe in God? I mean, aren't you praying? And we do pray.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I love what we're doing with Super Patch because we patch and we pray.
Hmm.
We got Jesus and we got patches.
Yep.
We're patching and we're praying. But sometimes, even the Bible says faith without works is dead. You need something more. And to
Yep.
know that I don't want to be medicated. I don't want to be drugged up. I don't want to be in the system. I don't want to be on it. I don't want people watching me. I don't want all those things. I don't want the stigma put on me. I know that I can be okay. And then to put a device on that immediately changes your aura and it wakes you up and so we're so happy for you because we don't tell that story enough.
Yeah.
We're talking about the people that can't walk and can't get out. And granted, we're grateful that we're helping everybody, but we don't tell this story enough. The story of people that are not happy during this time of year. And
Yeah.
that we're spreading the word of cheer, that we can help you just, if we can help you just want to lift your head just another day, right? Just another moment, then we know that our job is being done. And so thank you, Sharina, for your
You're welcome.
transparency. They're
You're
lighting the chat up
welcome.
for you. Thank you for your
You're so
transparency and for
welcome.
you wanting to share with us this evening. All right, we can't
All
wait to
right.
see what you're like in like 90 days, right? Because she's on
Right.
fire, y'all. She's on fire. All right, thank you so much. All right, we got one more testimony. We're going to go over to Austin, Texas, and we're going to stay in this vein right here where we're talking about all things joy and peace and being in a dark place. And being able to come out of that dark place. And not very many people knew that this young lady, one of our brand new vice presidents, Alicia Richardson, Elder Alicia Richardson, not a lot of people knew that she was struggling like I was, like I did, right? A lot of people didn't know. She still was trying to show up for everybody. Alicia, what happened when I sent you that sample pack?
Wow. Like I'm literally almost in tears, and I don't normally cry in front of people, but I've been just thinking about how these patches have helped me mentally. I never thought I would be in this place before. I have counseled people and walked people through these dark times that I've experienced before, prior to the patches. I was in menopause, and whew, when I tell you, it played double dutch with me, peekaboo. I was up and down, in and out. I mean, every morning I woke up on surprise because I didn't know if I was going to be happy or sad. But Nina, I'm telling you, I found myself in such a dark space. And even as Sharina said, I had those ideations, right? Those thoughts, and I was so embarrassed because I'm the helper. I'm the one that's pulling people out of these places. And here am I, and I'm in the position because of my leadership and because where I was in my church, I couldn't even talk to the people that was supposed to be the ones that helped me through. I didn't feel like I could talk to them. We said in that regards. But it was so dark, and I was so low. I went days that people didn't even know. Nina can attest to this. She would call me just about every day. And I'm like a girly girl. I get up every morning. I didn't care if I had nowhere to go. I'm gonna put on my makeup. I'm gonna put my hair on, my face on. And I mean, even without bathing. And I'm not ashamed to say it because I'm not that person. I was never that person before, and I'm definitely not that person now. But I found myself days stewing in this dark space. And Nina reached out to me. She was doing everything she could to help me. She even got a doctor that she had met in Atlanta to get on the phone with me to talk to me because she was doing everything she could to pull me from this place. And I remember when she sent those patches, and I said, Nina, it was a lifeline. It was a lifeline for me because I never thought that I would be the one that needed the lifeline.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I put on peace, joy, focus. And all I can say is that I remember I didn't even realize that I was out of the space. We were on a Zoom with Nina and Dr. Dunn, and I were talking. And I was like, I don't feel like I was feeling before. I mean, I was so disconnected, y'all. To anybody that knew me as Alicia, knew that something was going on, but I could not articulate it.
Yeah.
But I knew on that call that day, Nina, we were talking about what the patches was doing, that something had shifted in me. And y'all, I was so bad. Let me tell you this real quick. I was not even going to the store because to go to the store, I would have an anxiety attack. From my house to the grocery store, which was 1 mile, I had to let the windows down in my car just to get from my house to the grocery store. And to get in the car and not have to do that, that was just life-changing for me. And I look at depression way different. Even when I was helping people, I did not have the empathy that I do now because menopausal depression is a real thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy to be on this side of it. And I'm so grateful for you, Miss Moore. I'm so grateful for that lifeline. I don't think I could ever pay you enough for just sending me all those patches. I had so many joy and peace and focus patches on till I don't even remember. I think I used them all probably within the first 7, and she sent me so many. I probably used them all within the first couple of weeks. But when I tell you, I felt the change so fast to it happened so fast I didn't even realize that I wasn't in that space anymore. So I'm just utterly grateful for these patches and what they have done for me.
What's it doing to your finances?
Oh, well,
You want to tell us the number? I just want to see that reaction.
you
Look,
are
she said, "Oh."
transformed. When you're transformed, you can transform others. You can help others be transformed. You know, and my thing is, my friend always said is be transparent so others can be transformed. And me sharing my story, being transparent about what the patch has done for me, and so many other testimonies I could tell, but just the depression part, it has transformed so many other people's lives. And because I'm transparent, so many people are coming out saying, I'm depressed too. I'm struggling with that too. I've been dealing with this for months too, and so I'm so happy to have a solution, something to offer somebody that really works.
Wow. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for allowing me to share.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So listen, we can't make this up. And what we want you to know is once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. But Dr. Bramwell said this many months ago, once you know it, how dare us know that we have a better way, a solution, right? Now, on the other side of that, or to add to that, we get to help people and then earn an income from doing something that we would have done anyway. And it could be a very lucrative income. You know, I want to bring my partner in crime up to go side by side with me on this. I am fighting back tears because these testimonies, I think, Jonathan, about the time that I said, you know, I wasn't so sure when I was like, I don't know about this. And every time I hear these kind of testimonies, Jonathan, I think, what if I had said no? What if I didn't take it seriously? What if I thought it was robbery to send out all of those patches to people? And we were sending them like overnight, Jonathan. We were sending them priority, like we were paying to ship these devices all over to people. Ashley Valdez is on here. We tell her story all the time. She was one of the first people. We overnighted her the patches. We were incurring expenses, not knowing what Super Patch was going to do for people. And now there's a way that could literally change the course of your life. One decision, one yes. Can you tell people the 3 ways that they can get started?
Absolutely. And Nina, the testimonies and what everybody's sharing is priceless. We know that the value in people literally getting their lives back, their dignity, hope, joy, peace, their mental space. But just like what I just saw in the chat, did you see that? Samantha Landry said the Kick It patch has now allowed her to be sober from addiction from the first time in 14 years. A patch with no chemicals, no ingredients, no side effects, and I'm certain she has used other things to help her with her addiction. The Kick It patch has now given her her life back. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the opportunity that every single one of you have. And whenever I talk about that and recognize that and get goosebumps and brought to tears like Miss Nina, is that is what we get to experience every single day. When people call Nina, call myself, call Dr. Bramwell, call Alicia and say, because of you introducing these patches, these devices to me, I have a new outlook on life. I have a new perspective, my dignity, my life, my finances, everything that has taken place ever since I allowed myself the freedom to experience something new, something different. At first, we all knew and thought it was woo-woo magic, right? Something crazy. And now we can't unsee, we can't unhear, and we can't unknow what these incredible patches and devices have done for so many of us, so many of us. So the 3 ways that you can get started today is number 1, I want you to make sure that your mindset is ready to receive this in your heart. You are on tonight's Zoom because you matter. Someone purposefully reached out to you and asked you to be here tonight because you matter. 2026, your perspective and your mindset needs to be prioritize your health. Make the decision today to make sure that you put yourself first as a priority. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot serve others. You cannot help if you are not whole. So that's why you're here today. So number one, the way that you can get started is you can come in on a quick kit, $2.99, become an associate, and you can join on that kit. Number two is our Omega kit at $7.49. Incredible amount of patches come with that. And then the third option, the most popular option, is our Flex 40 kit as an associate. You get 40 months supply of patches. You get to pick and choose every single pack of patches that you want for you to experience, for your family to experience, for your friends, for other people that you're going to come across. Because again, your testimony, and like everybody shared here tonight, and what's happening is once you experience it, like a good steak restaurant, like a good movie, you're naturally going to want to share it with others. Why? Because you know now, you've experienced it, you're not going to be able to keep it quiet. And so that Flex 40, the reason why that pack is so popular is because it allows you to have enough patches for you to experience, to try all the different patches. I look like a stained glass window every single day. Nina does, because we wear 6, 7, 8 different patches. We look like a patchwork quilt that grandma made because you can wear multiple different patches. But more importantly, it allows you to be on a fast track to, one, earn your initial investment back. This is business. Or two, you can simply become a customer and say, you know what, I want to try these patches. I want to see what it does for me. And we love customers. Customers is the lifeline, the backbone, blood of our business. But we know that once you have a positive experience with these incredible patches, you're going to want to share it with other people. You can't unsee it. You can't unexperience it. So there's the 3 different ways that you can jump on board as an associate. The 3 different launch kits, the quick kit, the Omega kit, and the Flex 40 kit. And this month in January, if you choose to sign up as an associate, you definitely want to get back with the person that invited you to tonight's Zoom. You can join for $1 and then choose your kit. Or again, you can sign up as a customer. We have a 100% money back guarantee, but we know we have a 95% retention and reorder rate. We know what these patches can do for you, and you're already thinking of at least 3 to 5 other people that you know that these patches can help. Nina?
Yes. What I love about all of those 3 options, there are more on the associate side. So if you didn't like one of those 3 options, what our CEO wanted to do was to simplify the enrollment process for you so that it's not so difficult, because there were like 6 or 7 different kits at the time of enrollment. You could always lock in at $1 and make sure that this month, at least by the 15th of the month, that you go ahead and order your qualifying pack. So there are other options as an associate that you will see after partnering if you choose just the $1 option. For now, the $1 option will not make you commissioned qualified. All right. It won't make you commission qualified, but it will give you access to having your back office, and you will be able to enroll other people and enroll customers. Now, getting customers to your account could get you commissioned qualified. Let's say that the right amount of customers and the right amount of orders that they place. We love our customers, and we love the fact that we earn 25% when our customers go to our website and the company ships those orders to them. They do get up to 47% off of their very first order. And customers also, if they want to refer other people, can earn $30 shopping credits. All right, $30 shopping credits, which is significant when they refer other customers with their customer link. One of the things that I love, Jonathan, let me tell you, is I love the fact that we only have to purchase 2 packs of Super Patch every single month to be qualified. I mean, that is super significant. And when I'm talking to other people who are saying, well, what does it cost me every single month? And I tell them it's only 2 packs, they're shocked when I say that. Now, many of us, We opt to do the 4. Would you like to tell everybody why we opt to do the 4 packs of patches versus the 2?
Because we're treating it like a business. So why not get free product if you're going to be doing this as a business? So if you buy 3, you get 1 free pack of patches as an associate. It is a super smart ship. It is the smartest way to do business because why? 1, you can retail that pack of patches to help recoup your initial investment with your smart ship every single month. Or 2, utilize that as a tax write-off to continue to build your business by simply sampling out those patches to get more people aware and experience what we're doing here with Super Patch.
Now, I don't know that it could get any simpler than most of us know 3 people that we're thinking about right now that need these devices, right? Most of us know 3 people, and we know that the world it's the top of the year, and the top 3 resolutions have been what? To make more money, to lose weight, and to get closer to God. We know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Why not now put yourself in position to help other people? We have a very, very, very simple, robust comp plan called a unilevel comp plan. And I mean, hey, unilevel, right? That means when you go, and especially when you think about once you go up to VP, how it opens up the entire comp plan. But Jonathan Bryan, I'm seeing people that have never earned any income, any significant income, never earned commas, anything like that, earn income and simply building by 3 people, building with just 3 people. So I don't know if it gets any simpler than that. The fact that we can help each other build this business, it's a unilevel comp plan that goes wide and deep because it goes wider as we go deeper. The fact that we've got multiple resources that are going to assist people when they say yes to Super Patch and when they join this team. Because I don't know what other people do, but I know what we do, right? I know what we do. So Jonathan, can you tell them what kinds of things, what kind of tools will be available for them once they get started here with Super Patch with this team? What kind of tools do they have access to?
So first and foremost, I want to hit on the fact that you said 3. I don't think people understand because, like you said, they want to lose weight, they want to make more money, better financial decisions, and they want to get closer to God. If you saw, heard, and experienced everything that we have over the past year with this incredible team, you would understand that all 3 of those things are checked off with this team. But more importantly, you can earn over $1,000 with 3 people joining your team by listening to the playbook and following what we've already done. Listen, we've already made the mistakes. We've already done things the wrong way and didn't maximize the compensation plan because, of course, we were learning as we went. So we've already done the hard work. So when you join and you lock arms with our incredible team, we have a roadmap, a system that's already done for you, a playbook. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen, if you go to work tomorrow and you start a new job at McDonald's, they're still going to train you because you've never fried fries in their fryer. You've never made a Big Mac. They're going to train you. Despite your experience being 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, you're going to go through training. Same thing happens when you lock arms with us. You're going to go through training, and we've already done the playbook. You're on our winning team, and we're simply going to show you a roadmap through our incredible boards app where everything that you could possibly need for your business is already done. The leadership, the caliber of leadership that you're going to have access to get plugged in that have already paved the way, who have made 7 and 8 figures in this industry, have already showed the yellow brick road of how to see success. The amount of ranks that have broke on this team shows our success in what we have been able to do. And last but not least, you're going to be able to be a part of the fastest moving team in the entire company. Period. Bottom line. There's over 100,000 associates globally in 34 countries, but in United States, Canada, and Mexico, there's only about 30 to 40,000 associates, so we're just getting started. Nobody knows who we are, but 2026, Patch 1 million, we're coming for you.
And so listen, This is the time now. Rodney sat up. He's smiling over there. I see you, Rodney. This is the time now that we want to say to you that there are some guests on the line. And if you're a guest, go ahead and drop the word guest in the comments and let us know who you're a guest of, because Tedra Gordon, Dr. Tamara Dunn have picked some guests. We're going to send out some samples to you. This did go a little bit longer than we wanted it, than we anticipated. However, we're not apologizing for that. We're not apologizing for that because we wanted to set the tone the right way here at the top of the year. We wanted to make sure that we had ample enough information to cause you to make an educated decision. If I were you, you've seen other things that were creating missions and movements, but maybe not missions, right? They created movement, but not a mission like ours. Our mission is to patch 1 million people. Why? Because we want people, as you heard, to have a quality of life, to get their dignity, independence, and freedom back, both physically and financially. The CEO's vision is that we create a drug-free world. And what he said on our call today is that we have something so big, and he showed us a business card of companies that are coming to him, begging him to sell the rights of Super Patch. And he says, I can't do that, because if I do that, I'd be selling out. And I won't sell out, because he understands that if they were to get a hold of these devices, they would disappear. So, I saw a comment in the chat that said, well, I don't know that I want to look like a quilt. That was really just in jest. It was a joke. You don't even see the patches on me right now. You don't even see the patches on Jonathan right now, but they're little, 2x2 patches. I've worn other patches and they didn't work. I wore the lidocaine patches and they lied to my pain. Right? I wore it, and to think that not only did the lidocaine patches lie to my pain, they were full of ingredients. So what makes Super Patch different? Well, you watched that 5-minute video and we explained what made it different, right? We've explained, so we're not going to go through that again. What you're going to do now is, maybe you're not for our journey because Super Patch is not for everybody, just like a Mercedes-Benz is not for everyone, just like a Rolls-Royce is not for everyone, right? It's not for everyone. Perhaps maybe you are just not the person for Super Patch. 95% of the market is. And you heard Dr. Bramwell say that 85% of what comes through the doctor's office, and when we get these 2 new patches, it'll actually be more like 90% or higher of what comes through the doctor's office. Super Patch addresses those symptoms. So what you need to do right now is run back to the person that invited you to this Zoom, the first Zoom of 2026, where we topped off at 559 people. It's only going to get bigger, and it's only going to get better. And I am telling you right now, timing and positioning are everything. You remember some major movements that came about from Herbalifes and the Amways and the Avons and the Mary Kays. Well, this will be bigger than that. Mark my words, by summer of 2026, Super Patch will be viral. Super Patch will be a household name. Anytime you've got a product that an infant can wear, and a 100-year-old, and an expecting mom, and everybody in between, anytime you have a customer base that are selling patches for you, selling devices for you, you know that this is where you belong. Don't be like the 3 guys. See, because there's a guy named Mark Zuckerberg. He invited 5 guys to his dorm room. Well, guess what? Out of the 5, 3 chose that they didn't want to show up. They said, oh, Mark is always doing something. Oh, he's always getting involved in something. 3 of them were too busy being busy. But the 2 that showed up, today they are billionaires with a B. We cannot wait to